Lecrae does an interview with TMZ, and he's speaking about his new song with E40, a secular rapper. He also speaks on people labeling him as a Christian artist again. And then he talks about the movie Sinners, and he doubles down on his opinion about Sinners. And I'm going to just say this up front. I like Lecrae. I really do. But it's some things we got to talk about. It's some things that he said in this video that, you know, we just got to discuss. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and watch it and react to it. Before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I appreciate you guys. Let's hop in.
One of the songs has E40 on it, which he is not a Christian rapper. Nah. He is not a, known to be a super religious person. So as a Christian rapper or a Christian artist, how do you feel? I mean, obviously you feel fine about it, but how do you feel? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. My dad is very Southern, very old school. Now, if I played him a Christian song and then E40 comes on and starts rapping, he's gonna be like, Tawanda, what is this? Yeah. How do you incorporate secular artists, rappers, and know that your audience is not gonna feel, he shouldn't be
ways about it? I don't make it for them. It's not for you if you got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, some people don't like their meat and potatoes touching. I get it, and that's your prerogative. I know I make music for people like me, people who didn't necessarily grow up in church, but like want to hear the sonics that they used to, hear the connection. But like, I may not want an overt sermon, but I want to hear like something that feeds me in a different way. Like, tell me a different way to look at my problems or to look at the things that I'm dealing with. So that's really kind of what I aim to do. I don't know. I didn't grow up in church. I don't know the rules and the regulations. I don't know when you raise your hand. I don't know how it goes. I just know where I came from, and I grew up on E40. And, for me, it's like, man, let's do a song together and let's connect with the people who need to hear it, man. Let's wake up the West.
Okay, so I don't have a problem with the first thing you said about, making Christian music. It does not have to have 50 different scriptures throughout the whole song. You can make it in a style that's not so heavily scripture based, but it still has a great message. I don't have a problem with that. But the thing I do have a problem with is this. And I know that some people feel differently about working with secular artists, but the thing is this. If you're working with E40, and I went and looked at his latest album in 2023, I haven't heard a song in 2025, but his latest album, you can't get through 30 seconds without like 10 curse words. You know what I mean? And him talking about crazy, just worldly stuff. As a parent, would it be hypocritical to allow your child to listen to Lecrae and E40, a song with them collabing together, but not allow him to listen to E40's album? Because what if the child is like, hey, I like E40. He sounds great. He's a dope rapper, and he made music with Lecrae, who's a Christian. Why can't I listen to his album? And you're going to say, well, the album isn't necessarily Christian. It's not necessarily a good album. So then it there's a little bit of confusion that may come from, mixing gospel or mixing good, clean, God-driven music with music of someone who's worldly and is not a Christian or not even exploring being a Christian. I think there's some confusion that can take place. Okay. And if my voice sounds a little crazy, I'm just dealing with allergies, so I'm trying to work through it. But so I just see a problem with that. But let's continue on.
Worked with other rappers too, Ty Dolla $ign, Big Crit. When you go to them and you approach them like, hey, I want you to come on this track, do you ever get like pushback or like are they ever like a little worried that they're not gonna fully fit or connect on the track? I'm sure they're not cursing or anything like that.
Yeah,
so.
What's funny? It's like it's kind of a weird thing. I think there's like this misnomer, like I guess because media is the only place you get to see Christians portrayed. So a lot of people just like got this misconception of like how we move, like we're different creatures or animals, but we just humans who have a faith. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to be picky. I'm really not. But he said, we not these different kind of animals, and we just have a faith. And I would argue that we are a new creation. We're supposed to be. We're a new creation in Christ. Our spirit man comes alive. And so we are changed from who we used to be. even though we still make mistakes. We're changed. And also, your faith is supposed to engulf your entire life. It's supposed to change everything about you. And so I would argue that it's not as basic as he's trying to put it. It's a little more complex, and it's a little more serious than how he's trying to put it. It just is. It just is.
I'm gonna be me. So I'm like, you be you, I'm gonna be me. You know what I mean? Like if it wears you out, that's on you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna be myself. So I think when people get around you, they're like, oh, and then it just becomes cool, and then they do their thing. But I know for Ty specifically, Ty was like, he grew up on gospel music, so he always wanted to do something kind of in that lane. For Crit, it was tough because I had some very religious fans who like kind of, they were coming at me, but by them coming at me, he took strays. So it's like, if you say something like, why would you do a song with the likes of, well, what do you mean when you know what I'm saying? So, some of that. But at the end of the day, man, the people who really appreciate it, they're not as loud and vocal as the people who don't.
Would you ever make a non-Christian album, an R&B album, a rap album? Would you ever make a secular music? Like Marvin Sapp. Marvin Sapp just what he had.
Like
if I was an R&B singer, it was like a little R&B.
I mean, to me, it's kind of like I already am too worldly for the church and too churchy for the world. Like I already don't fit neatly in the category. So some people would already listen to my music and be like, I didn't hear God, or what, you know what I mean? Like I'm not like making the stereotypical music. So for me, I feel like I'm making music authentic to myself. I did not come into the game trying to make Christian music. I was just making music expressing myself. And then I got labeled, hey, this is the box you fit in. The first Christian album I ever heard was Miseducation Lauryn Hill. I thought that was a Christian album. So I was like, oh,
it's heavenly. It's a heavenly album.
He said it's heavenly.
Oh, I guess that's not appropriate to say either.
I don't know.
Why is that appropriate?
I don't know. You're not supposed to put Jesus things with non-Jesus things.
Okay, so real quick, two things. One, no one in the church is perfect, right? We all make mistakes. Some of us make more mistakes than others. Some of us make harsher mistakes, but we all make mistakes. So, for Lecrae saying he's too worldly for the church, to me, it sounds like a cop-out, if I'm being honest, because one, we are called to be separate from the world. So we shouldn't be cool with being too worldly for the church. Now, being too churchy for the world, yeah, we're supposed to be too churchy for the world. People aren't supposed to, if they say, I like you because you don't act like these kind of Christians. I think that's a problem. I think they're saying you are too loose with your faith. You know what I mean? So I would rather be too churchy than too worldly, in my opinion. Okay, so check out what's about to happen. And after this happens, you can see Lecrae gets uncomfortable. And but the thing is this, I don't think that if Lecrae came at them a different way, he wasn't so relaxed and didn't seem like he was, like he said, a worldly Christian, I think that this would have happened. But since Lecrae was very relaxed and seemed to be leaning towards the world a little bit, but saying I'm a Christian, the guy took a shot. The guy took his shot. Look at this real quick. This is crazy.
Right.
It's like we normal people.
Do you think it's like you can be like a hot church artist? Because like you're like a hot gospel singer, dude. You know what am I making this up? Like nobody never said like
dude.
You know what? Like you can't.
Yeah, touche.
Like could you be like a?
I mean,
you're doing it right now, but like, is that like a part of the worldly thing where
you mean hot like I'm doing well, like I'm surging?
No, I mean like hot in the sense of like one, you are doing well, but also like you navigating in like larger mainstream spaces. You have like a look that's not like a standard traditional like gospel artist type of look.
He's
like,
talking about hot, like you
got braids. You know what I'm saying?
Like you fly.
Yeah,
You fly.
Like a fly gospel artist.
Got a little vibe.
I don't see why not. See, my whole thing is like,
yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Real talk though. I mean, I could find 100 people that look like Lecrae that's in the church that's faithful to the church. Even myself, I don't dress, You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't notice that I'm a Christian by how I dress. I dress with regular clothes. And so, but when I open my mouth, then you're going to be like, okay, something's different about him. And so it's, Lecrae's dressed like, that's how every Christian would dress. He looks like an average Christian. But dude definitely shot a shot. And I think that would have never happened if Lecrae had come on here. It was just so loose with his faith, very relaxed about it. Dude took his chance. You could look at the girl's face. She was like, come on, bro. Like, for real? Like, right now? This is crazy, man. But let me show y'all what he said about the Sinners movie real quick. Let's check that out real quick.
Have you seen Sinners, the movie?
Of course I have.
Okay.
You have seen it.
Yes. I thought so.
Not you going to go see the secular movie.
So listen.
Before you saw it, you knew the plot.
For the most part.
Okay.
For the most part. I have controversial views on Sinners.
Oh, okay.
So
before he says this, look, I did a video on Sinners. You can check that out. I'll actually I'll put it in the description. You can check it out. But my thing was this. You can see whatever you want to see, all right? But, I think you should be informed about how they came up with the movie. I think you should be informed about what's in the movie. And, I'm not saying, oh, Christians can't watch the movie. I never said that. But what I'm saying is that there's some things in the movie that are demonic. There's the connotation of the movie is not centered towards Christians. It's actually, and Lecrae's about to back it up, it's actually talking about Christians in a way that's not pleasing, in a way that makes us seem like we're crazy, deranged, and just mean. And so why go see a movie that does that? That's my opinion. Like, I used to hate watching cartoons like, even Family Guy and different, like, I used to hate watching things that would depict Christians as crazy, weird, make jokes about Jesus. I used to hate that. And a lot of the people that make this content are not Christians. And so it's like, why support them? But let's hear what Lecrae's about to say.
I saw it 2 times because I quality movie, phenomenal, brilliant acting, brilliant writing. Brilliant in all respects as far as art and film. Also love the doors Ryan Coogler's opening up for young Black creatives.
1,000%.
There's not enough praise I can give to what he's doing. The controversial views that I have, and no one ever listens to the first part.
He said I had to.
They don't ever listen to the first
make
part.
sure I gave him his praise.
No. Listen, if you out there, bro, I love what you did. I think you're brilliant. I think the movie is brilliant in so many ways. The controversial views I have, because I can't turn off my faith brain.
Right.
Exactly.
I can't just be like, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So the controversial views I have is, number one, I think a lot of times people have so much baggage with Christianity and slavery, and like they say it's the white man's religion, and like it just was used to enslave people. And I'm like, man, that's really a false narrative. Like, it was misused to do damage to society. But I think in the film, there's just a lot of moments where it's like depicted as like the big bad wolf, and not like, hey, this got us through the civil rights movement. Hey, this helped grandma become a better person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They didn't black and white say, like, it made grandma a better person, but did you not feel like, spoiler alerts coming, so if you haven't seen Sinners, press pause. Skip. You
should have been seen it by now.
I done seen it 3 times, so skip. But do you feel like, even though they didn't say it in black and white, like our religion or being a Christian man is gets you through this or it helps you with that, by the dad telling him, if you're not in the church, you're not going to have a fulfilled life, essentially. Like,
but I felt like the dad came at him like condescending, like sideways.
I mean, he definitely wasn't like a supportive, like,
that's what I'm saying.
You go do the music, but he was like, if you go do the music,
he was like, give me that guitar. Like, let go of that.
It was like the guitar or
you want
church.
Jesus or Sinners music. Like, come on, man. You could play the blues and love the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do both. So that was part one. I felt like the Christians took some jabs. It was like another scene where the dude was like, blues came from us, not like that religion that was forced on us. I was like, okay.
But
It's not from Europe. Jesus did not come from Europe. He's from the Eastern world. This stuff was in Africa before it ever came to Europe. And so that's what I'm saying. Ethiopia, everywhere.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But anyway, so that was like my controversial take. One of a few of them, but that was my.
Oh, what else didn't you like? We got time.
I mean, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
So, as a Christian, I believe that heaven does not have a customer service department called the ancestors. And I think there's a lot of ancestral, like, you know, this art form came from our ancestors and we got to hold on to it. I'm like, do we ever get to criticize our ancestors? Like,
You're talking about Annie?
Yeah.
Talking about Annie and her
voodoo and stuff.
Bags and stuff.
And I'm just like, we don't never get to put, like, I understand we've been oppressed and like, but can we critique our own stuff sometimes? Like, are we not ever up for critique? Like, we just know because we've been under the foot. Okay, so we just need to be quiet and just keep eating fried chicken because we can't critique the cholesterol because this is all we ever had. All we had was fried chicken and greens. Don't you ever talk about fried chicken and greens. Don't you say nothing bad about it because there's nothing wrong with it. I'm like, okay, all right.
And let me say this again for those that think that I'm just being judgmental or something like that. I like Lecrae. I listen to Lecrae's music still. Some songs, most songs. Some songs I don't, most songs I do. I like Lecrae. I think he's a good dude. I think that, you know, he's been through a lot. I think that he's done a lot for Christian hip hop. But my thing is this. It still seems like he's straddling the fence. And it's especially how he answered some of these questions. And, you know, with being someone who's been a Christian for as long as he has, do we just give people like him a pass simply because he's a celebrity and he's, you know, a Christian hip hop mogul? I don't think we should, because there's no favoritism in this faith. And so, you know, some of the answers that he gave was kind of questionable, if we can be honest. It was a little sort of questionable, especially with him saying, like, you know, it's just the faith that we have, because a lot of people have faith in a lot of things, but having faith in Christ is completely different because it overtakes your entire life. It changes you from the inside out. And it's more than just the faith. It is, you know, like I said, it's your whole life. And so if that's the case, then everything that we do, we should consult or we should think about God. I know in one of my other videos, you know, I said that Jesus said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. And if you look at the Greek word keep, I don't remember what the word is, but it says to keep or to observe. And so, you know, everything that we do in life, we should observe God's commandments. And so that's how we should base our life. So it's much more than just a faith. It is your entire life. And look, I tried to be as nice as possible with my response to Lecrae, because like I said, I do like him as a, you know, he's a pretty cool dude. He makes great music. Just some things, you know, we may not agree with, but I want to know what y'all think. Okay, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so you do not miss another video. My name is Aaron Page. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Until next time, I'm out.